This is it. Game two. Timberwolves versus Lakers. It's a must win for LA. Do or die. I think we all can agree if the Lakers lose tonight, it's over. Get your popcorn ready. It's going to be a movie tonight. Gotta win tonight. They lose tonight. The season is pretty much over before it's over. Just execute, take care of the ball, and shoot the ball efficiently. More importantly, defend the three. I can't stress that enough. The Lakers were so outplayed by Minnesota on Saturday. It was bad. It was a little shocked. All right? I was a little shocked seeing that. It was astonishingly bad. It was astonishing to me how flat and lifeless they looked in that game. I talked myself into believing the Lakers can win this series because I'm looking at their overall depth. I talked myself into believing they're just too deep. I picked the Lakers in 5. On Saturday, they looked like the team that could lose in 5. I hope this was a wake-up call for the Lakers that it's playoff time. That team we saw the other night against the Wolves looked completely lost. They looked small. They looked slow. So much went wrong. They did not defend. In fact, so many of those looks were open. They doubled Anthony Edwards as he went into the paint. He had wide open shooters to kick out to. Did that repeatedly. The other thing is ball movement was terrible and defensive rotations were completely lacking. That it gave the Wolves open threes on every possession. Absolutely terrible. Look like they didn't even want to be there. This loss was madly frustrating considering the more physical Wolves outplayed them most of the game. I wouldn't say they are in trouble after a 22-point loss at home. It looks bad. It looks bad on them. That was a brutal loss. That was tough to watch. All will be well with a win on Tuesday night, but the Lakers must be locked with high intensity level. There needs to be an elevated level of intensity. I'm not overreacting to the game one loss, but I was disappointed. It was disconcerting and profoundly uncomfortable. Looked like a bunch of dudes who were scared to defend, touch the ball, and shoot the ball. Nobody on this team showed up. They looked completely uninterested, no energy. Where was LeBron? Where was Austin Reeves? Luka came ready to play. The guy is a scorer, but they needed someone not named Luka to spark the offense. I don't understand why Luka and LeBron weren't able to come up with other creative ways to score. Luka had a great first quarter, but he was the only one who did anything. First quarter was Luka. A lot of Luka. All Luka. Absolutely zero offense from anyone not named Luka. Literally no help from his teammates, but he really didn't get anyone else involved. After that game Saturday, I said, oh, they won't make 21 threes again. Well, okay, they are a pretty good three-point shooting team. Minnesota shoots the three ball really well. Anthony Edwards led the league in threes this year. But the other thing is the Wolves also beat them in every other way. They beat them fast break. They beat them points in the paint. They beat them in bench points. In every way you could. They beat them in every statistical category. So, to sit here and say they won't shoot 21 threes again, that's kind of asinine considering the fact that the Lakers don't really have anyone who could defend the three. They're not a really good defensive team. They don't really lock down the perimeter or defend the perimeter. So, yes, the Minnesota Timberwolves can light them up from three again. And all Anthony Edwards has to do is drive the ball inside the paint and kick it out again. And someone's going to be open to attempt the three-point shot, and they most likely will make the shot. So, I mean, the Lakers are going to have to play a lot better tonight. They're going to have to play with a sense of urgency. They're going to have to be a lot better tonight to win this game. This is a must win for the Los Angeles Lakers. I hope they come out and they play with high energy. They got to be able to match the intensity of the Minnesota Timberwolves, and they got to play physical. They got to play a physical brand of basketball, and they can't just rely on Luka to be the scorer. Everyone has to contribute tonight. Everyone has to be an important piece in tonight's game. Particularly Austin Reaves. We need Austin Reaves to drop at least 20 or 30 tonight. He's going to have to show up tonight as well as LeBron. And we know LeBron's going to get his. I think tonight's going to be LeBron's night. But what is Austin Reaves going to do tonight? I think that's important. I think we need something from him tonight. We need something from just about everybody. Hachimura needs to show up as well, okay? This is a playoff game. This is a playoff game. If you guys are serious, if you guys are this serious team and not this team that, because in game one, you guys looked unprepared. You guys looked unserious and unprepared, and it was just atrocious, right? So tonight, they have to be much better than what we saw in game one. And if they can do that, then they will tie this series and win tonight's game. Good luck.